Managing our symptoms is key to living well with our MS. Today, I'm going to share tips that we can implement into our lives to help manage some of the more common symptoms that are most impactful on our day-to-day lives. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome. My name is Vickie Hadge, and this is Even So It Is Well. Dealing with symptoms of MS is hard, but there are things that we can do to help with them. Getting MS is not our fault, but making changes to our diet and lifestyles to support our bodies is our responsibility. Some of the most common symptoms of MS are fatigue, cog fog, depression and anxiety, bladder and bowel problems, and pain. Yeah, having this disease is no picnic. So, what can we do to help manage some of these symptoms? I'm glad you asked. What we eat and drink can have a big effect on our symptoms. Let's start with diet. Everything that we eat has the ability to either help us or harm us. Leaning towards a more whole food plant-based diet can help us with our symptoms. Two recent studies show that those that eat a more plant-based diet have less fatigue. In the HOLISM Study, they found that participants had 1/3 the risk of fatigue. And this was no small study. It had 2,500 participants. The next study is a randomized control trial of low-fat, plant-based diet in multiple sclerosis. In it, they found that participants showed significant improvements in measures of fatigue, BMI, and metabolic biomarkers. The long-term effects of eating this way may also lead to long-term health benefits. Hooray! Fatigue is one of the biggest problems that people with MS face. It's often reported as the most troubling symptom and is one of the leading reasons that we're leaving the workforce. Eating a whole food plant-based diet can also reduce inflammation, and MS is an inflammatory disease. Reducing inflammation may also reduce our pain. In this study, they state that what increases inflammation are hypercaloric Western-style diets categorized by high salt, animal fat, red meat, sugar-sweetened drinks, fried foods, low fiber, and lack of physical exercise. But you already knew that, right? The Western diet is terrible for our health. The study also states, conversely, exercise and low-calorie diets based on the assumption of vegetables, fruit, legumes, fish, prebiotics, and probiotics act on nuclear receptors and enzymes that upregulate oxidative metabolism and downregulate the synthesis of pro-inflammatory molecules and restore or maintain a healthy symbiotic gut microbiota. We need to eat like we give a damn. And as long as we've brought up gut microbiota, let's talk a bit about gut health. Our gut produces over 30 neurotransmitters. Sometimes our guts are referred to as the second brain. There is a gut-brain axis, and we need to keep our guts happy and healthy to keep our brains happy and healthy. In this review, they state there is mounting evidence in preliminary human studies suggesting that a dysbiotic MS gut microbiome could affect disease progression, and concluded that these experimental findings show that the alteration of GALTs, the gut-associated lymphoid tissues, in the metabolic pathways triggered by gut microbe affects the severity of central nervous system inflammatory demyelination. The best way to keep our gut microbiome healthy is to eat fiber, and lots of it. Did you know that about 90% of the US population is fiber deficient? Yup. And for some reason, most people are worried about protein when they find out that I eat only plants. Protein deficiency is not the problem. Fiber deficiency is. And it's not just enough fiber. It's enough variety of fiber. It turns out that our gut bugs love a diverse diet. Recommendations are to get 30 different kinds of plants every week. A very good book that I highly recommend is Fiber Fueled by Dr. Will Bulsiewicz, and I'll put a link in the description below if you'd like to check that out. The other benefit of having all this fiber? You guessed it, it can help with our bowels. Many people with MS have difficulties with constipation or diarrhea, and having enough fiber to have a healthy gut may help with both of these. When we eat a more plant-based diet, it can help with weight as well. It can help us to have a lower body mass index, BMI. People with a higher BMI tend to have a higher relapse rate, so it's important that we maintain a healthy weight. Another area of our diets to be aware of is hydration. From this paper on the benefits of hydration, this review is a compilation of evidence on hydration and various health outcomes thought to have a beneficial effect among the general population, including skin health, gastrointestinal and renal function, cognition, mood, headache and body weight, and composition, with cognition being the most researched. Overall, there is a growing body of evidence supporting the importance of maintaining a normal state of hydration. Being properly hydrated can help with cog fog and mood? I'll drink to that. Dehydration may also lead to urinary tract infections, UTIs, which can also lead to increased symptoms. According to the Mayo Clinic, prolonged or repeated bouts of dehydration can cause urinary tract infections. And in this article in Neurology Advisor, UTIs were found to be associated with an increased risk for transient worsening disability of patients with MS. And urinary tract infection is a major cause of hospitalization in patients with MS and is responsible for about 30 to 50% of hospitalizations in these patients. Yeah, UTIs are a big problem, so drink your water. A good rule of thumb is to drink a glass of water when you wake up, another one at breakfast, one more mid-morning, one with lunch, one mid-afternoon, one with dinner, and maybe one more in the early evening. Staying hydrated will reduce symptoms, reduce UTIs, and help our skin to look great too. So what we eat and drink may reduce inflammation, reduce our pain, reduce our fatigue, reduce our waistlines, and reduce our symptoms overall. I will say it again, we need to eat like we give a damn. I will put a link above and in the description below to my playlist that's all about food and the benefits of eating a healthy diet. The question of the day is, what are your biggest struggles with diet? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like more information on living well with MS, be sure to sign up for my newsletter and my Facebook page using the links in the description. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, the thumbs up under the video, and be sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Until next time, be well.